Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Xen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. I'm your host, Xen Sams. Up next in the CO2 Lift Going Deep segment, today we're taking you on one wild ride all the way to Las Vegas. We're featuring Dr. H. Greenberg, also known as Dr. Vegas, a board-certified dermatologist and the founder of Las Vegas Dermatology. He's experienced in all facets of dermatology, including medical, surgical, laser, and cosmetic. Interestingly enough, he's also the half of the Derm Bros, which is a fun and educational dermatology venture with fellow board-certified dermatologist Dr. David Cotter. In addition, he's the lead investigator for numerous clinical trials and is a sought-after consultant and speaker for various pharmaceutical companies. He's going to join me today to chat all about ablative laser resurfacing, carboxytherapy for skin rejuvenation, and how it's aiding the recovering process. Plus, we're even going to get to check in with a few of his patients to get their reaction to the CO2 Lift products. Welcoming now to the show is the incredible doctor himself, Dr. H. Greenberg. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Hey, Xen, thank you so much. I really appreciate your having me on and being able to talk about all of these exciting things that we have in the field of dermatology.
So let's chat about this amazing product, CO2 Lift. Now, we know that carboxytherapy has been around since the 1930s, but the method of delivery has since changed, and it's no longer injected, but instead cleverly delivered non-invasively in a mask format. Now, when did you first hear of CO2 Lift products? And in your own words, can you describe how carboxytherapy functions on a cellular level?
Sure. So I attend meetings all over the country and internationally as well. And Lana Kerr, who's the founder of the CO2 Lift mask, I met her at one of the meetings and I saw this mask and I thought it was a little bit crazy and different. And when she was talking about carboxytherapy and how people used to inject underneath the skin carbon dioxide to bring oxygen in to clear out the carbon dioxide, and that improves outcomes, I was fascinated. And then seeing it in action and feeling it on my skin really was what made it so that that was something that we wanted to carry at Las Vegas Dermatology.
Now let's chat about laser resurfacing. Ablative laser resurfacing can cause a variety of side effects. Treated skin might feel like it has been mildly sunburned with redness, swelling, itching, or that burning sensation. And treated skin can become darker or even lighter than it was before treatment. There's also a slightly higher risk of scarring after ablative laser resurfacing. So, how do you determine when laser resurfacing is the preferred treatment? And when deciding between fully ablative and fractionated treatments, what factors do you consider?
Well, it's like going to the gym and there's 20 pieces of exercise equipment and you want to exercise and you're trying to figure out which one's going to give you the best benefit. There are a lot of different treatments and we incorporate CO2 lift into all ablative procedures. So yes, CO2 laser, carbon dioxide laser resurfacing involves destroying tissue and then the tissue has to heal. But it's the destruction that allows for the healing and the improved appearance. I mean, we're doing all of these ablative procedures, whether it's the CO2 laser or microneedling or other laser therapies, to really, or radiofrequency as well, to ablate the tissue, to cause that trauma to the skin and then let it heal in a way that, unlike if you were to go out and skin your knee unevenly by falling on the asphalt, for instance, we're creating a controlled burn, a controlled trauma, and you can get reproducible results so that when you do these procedures properly, you're going to get an outcome that's predictable. That will include redness and scale and crusting. In terms of there being pus or infection, that's not normal, but it does happen. That's a known possible side effect of getting any of these procedures. You can always have a bad outcome, but that would not be the normal. The normal would be redness, scale, irritation, dryness. And there are lots of ways after you've had one of these procedures to then get the best results. Among those includes applying a CO2 lift mask both before and immediately after procedure.
I love that you said post and pre. So in addition to CO2 lift being used as a monotherapy, it's also proven to heavily aid the healing process post-procedure. CO2 Lift Pro definitely improves local metabolism and elimination of waste products, which helps the body heal localized damage such as scars and bruising much faster. I'm curious to know, how do you use CO2 lift in conjunction with ablative procedures, and what significant results have you witnessed?
So I've had a number of ablative procedures myself, multiple CO2 laser procedures performed on my face, microneedling, Moxie, which is a thulium laser, and Venus Vivo, which is a radio frequency. All these are different devices, and there's a ton of different devices. And in order to best heal afterwards, sometimes we're applying exosomes, which are these cell signaling proteins. Sometimes we're using people's own blood, platelet-rich plasma. But after all of these products are applied, elastin nectar, hydrinides, hyaluronic acid, you can put on whatever you want, but the CO2 lift mask immediately cools the skin. And like I said, I've had multiple of these procedures done, and having that immediate cooling feels great because these procedures are very uncomfortable. And having that incorporated into part of the regimen, and people take home the masks and put them on themselves, maybe that night or the next morning or both, to speed the wound healing process.
Are there any limitations to your knowledge, or do you recommend using CO2 lift to all of your ablative patients?
Uh, all right. So limitations of knowledge, yes. I don't know everything, but I have a lot of experience with these procedures and with this device in particular. So I don't have any patient where I wouldn't use this product on them. The products has a combination of gluconolactone in it and ceramides, which are, nobody's allergic to those things, and they mix together to create carbon dioxide, which the mask keeps in the tissue, so that we spend our whole lives trying to breathe off CO2 and get oxygen in. So the body's trying to get rid of that CO2 by driving oxygen to the tissue. It really, in my opinion, and what I've seen and what they've shown, speeds the wound healing process.
I've heard your peers also compare CO2 lift to a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, which makes total sense because both therapies utilize
Sure.
oxygen in their respective process. But I think it goes without saying that using a non invasive gel mask that can be applied in office or even at home is significantly easier than resorting to a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Now, in your opinion, what are the primary benefits of CO2 lift compared to other skin rejuvenation procedures?
Sure. So it improves the amount of um, moisture in the skin. So that's something that you see. So the hydration is improved, and it makes the skin feel more calm or cooler. Again, these procedures, that when you have your tissue ablated, and it's fractionated CO2 that people are doing now. Fully ablative CO2 is really difficult to control procedure, but people are doing fractions of the CO2 and fractions of these other devices as well. So you're not ablating somebody's entire face. But when your face is raw like that, it is super uncomfortable, and it burns, and you're losing a ton of water because your skin barrier is broken down. So by putting this product on, you're helping to enhance that skin barrier by bringing in some more hydration and allowing the tissue to uh, heal.
Now, before we wrap up, I know you're the half of the Derm Bros, with the other half being Dr. David Cotter, where you work together to educate the community on skincare, skin health, and skin disease. I love the edutainment. Not to mention, you've flawlessly integrated social media into what you do best and inform and connect with your thousands of followers daily. So clearly, education plays a pivotal role in your career. Could you talk to us more about why being well educated on skin health and these latest skin trends and technologies like CO2 lift is so important in your field?
Yeah, I mean, we ultimately want to give our patients the best outcomes. So both Dr. Cotter and I speak for a number of drug companies, and whereas some people would say that you're selling out or this is a bad thing, I think it's an excellent thing because we're on the edge of what is happening right now. I'll be speaking in Hanoi in November, and one of the cosmeceutical companies asked if I could speak on their product, and not CO2 lift. I mean, I've never been a paid consultant for CO2 lift, so I hope that the audience can understand that even now. I speak on products that I believe in, that I think are really good. And in terms of like which products or how we choose, it's the science. It's what the data shows us. It's what's the best. We incorporated exosomes into our practice, not immediately, but I was at a meeting in Bangkok in October of this past year. And when I was there and saw which exosomes the different physicians were using, and those are these cell signaling proteins from human fat. They're also from human platelets and from umbilical cord. Then I decided to incorporate a certain brand into our practice. But by interacting with my fellow colleagues across the world and going to these meetings and reading about what the updated trends are, we can provide the best services at Las Vegas Dermatology.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Dr. Greenberg. Now, let's check out what some of your patients have to say about CO2 Lift. Let's dive right in.
My name is Lou Zacharias Teves. I'm Gen X. I'm in my 40s, and I did microneedling.
What's the main reason you visit Dr. Greenberg at Las Vegas Dermatology, and what is your most important consideration when evaluating skincare treatments?
It's pretty much for my pigmentation. As Gen X, fine lines is always the issue, and wrinkles, and of course the texture of my face.
Have you ever heard of carboxytherapy for skin rejuvenation before? If so, what do you know about it?
Yes, I did, but never tried it. I've seen it on the TV. I've seen it on the advertisement, and they have it here. It's all over Las Vegas Dermatology, but I just need to try them.
What were you expecting from this CO2 Lift treatment?
Right now, I feel like that I'm inside the microwave, so it's hot. My face, it's so warm, and I'm expecting it to be like I'm inside the freezer, maybe after that treatment.
How has using the CO2 Lift mask before or after your procedure improved your recovery and results?
It helped really good. It's a relief because, like I said in the first interview, that before the mask, it feels like that I was inside the microwave. Now, after the mask, it's a relief because it feels like that I'm inside the fridge.
How does the mask feel on your skin?
It feels really good right now. I feel so comfortable.
Is this a mask you would use again for post-treatment healing?
Absolutely. And I recommend it to everybody when they do procedures. It's really a good help after it's the post-op.
That was our Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift, and that was the amazing Dr. H. Greenberg, also known as Dr. Vegas, board-certified dermatologist and founder of Las Vegas Dermatology. You could head to lasvegasdermatology.com to learn more, and definitely check him out on the gram at LVDerm or at HL Greenberg, and of course at Vegas Derm Bros. You're listening to A Moment of Xen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeart Radio. That was our Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2 Lift.
A Moment of Xen is brought to you by CO2 Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2 Lift. CO2 Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxytherapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase in luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance.
For more information or to order CO2 Lift, ask your skincare professional or go to co2lift.com.